Hello, everybody. We're actually going to be live today, doing stuff a little different, and yeah, we have a show for you tonight. Or have I got a show for you tonight? I have no idea. It could actually be this morning. Whatever. Good evening and welcome to All Around. We have some interesting stuff going on here. So, you guys might have heard of a company called SpaceX. Yes, asteroids have feelings too, indeed. And on Asteroid Day, we're going to have a lot of feelings for asteroids, I'd have to say. Epic Tech Master is here, as usual. He always has these amazing things to say. I'm presuming it's a he. I don't know. It's probably sexist that I keep saying he when I haven't actually asked their gender, but seems quite likely. This spacecraft is the Dragon, right? And it is being flown by Bill, Jebediah, and Bob. And it's a real scale Mars. So I am thinking that we are going to try landing this on Mars. I've got to save for this. I've got all sorts of magic numbers. And the trick here is that I need to fly this thing ballistic style through the atmosphere of Mars and hopefully not burn up. That's the hard part. That could be harder than I imagined because one of the things I don't have here is the sled. I think this is what I've heard they're going to use, right? So the sled is a thing that they can use to adjust the center of mass of the capsule so that they can adjust the angle at which it's going to move through the atmosphere. And that's going to be essential because you have to fly it like a wing. So we're going to do that. We're going to fall down and I'm going to try and see how well I can fly this thing. Okay, now we're coming over Mars here. This is going to fail so many times. I'm pretty sure this is going to fail multiple times. So our periapse is 15 kilometers and we're starting to come down. So I'm going to let this thing turn all the way around. Now, this isn't proper real scale solar system, right? Because I don't have the sled, I don't have I can't adjust the center of mass. I think this has a delta V of about 1300 meters per second. However, I looked at the papers and they think that they are going to be able to get the Dragon down below Mach 2, right? So they don't actually need that much to land it. It's all about flying it through the atmosphere like a wing. Or like a boss, like a wing, whatever. We're just going to do this, and soon we shall hit the atmosphere and things will start happening. So I'm going to have to look at all these numbers here, my lift, my drag, and it's actually, because the position vector of this is pointing in this direction, we'll actually be looking at side force for lift. Hey, my God, we got so many people here. Sir Pachyderm, yes, apparently, pachyderms are no longer at Barnum and Bailey or the Ringling Brothers. I don't know. The elephants are no more. Okay, coming down at about 4, 5, 6 kilometers per second. You're watching episode 78. What happened in episode 78 of Interstellar Quest? Because I forget a lot of these things. Okay, we're about to start. We must be getting close to the atmosphere soon. Why do I have a stream a few hours before my quantum mechanics exam? Because I am trying to make you fail. No, look, seriously, I don't know when anyone's exams are. It's nothing personal, it's just how it happens. Okay, so we want to be watching our periapse, right? And we want this to be going upwards. I'm a little bit sniffly tonight, by the way. Sorry about that. Okay. Whoa, this is the Dragon V2. Yes, this is the Rodin capsule. So the legs aren't quite right. We have these fake legs instead. Also, I think the windows are not consistent with what we'd expect on SpaceX. So now you can see there's a bit of side force. And the side force is actually negative. Now, if I can adjust this, it says we're not getting anything, are we? Maybe my lift and drag are not working correctly. Well, I'll do it. I'm going to keep that. So let me see. Periapse. Periapse is rising, notice, right? So we're flying this like a wing. It's true, you can actually fly a capsule like a wing. Now, my plan is to go down and we're going to swoop down to about 20 kilometers and then skip back up, and hopefully when we're coming down the second time we will be slow enough that we can land it. If not, we'll try again, right? Hey, tomorrow you might be meeting a NASA scientist. Epic Tech Master, you always have the coolest things. Who are you going to be meeting? I'm really curious. So yeah, look, we're really flying this like a wing now. Yeah, I think that's the best angle we should be looking at here. Maybe, oh, actually, no, watch. I think, actually, Ferrum Aerospace may have fixed this. Okay, so there is a problem here because the real capsule should have a lift-to-drag ratio of about 3:1. I am seeing a lift-to-drag of about 4:1, which is not great. We're drinking tea right now. I might go and get some beer, but I'm actually pretty sniffly. So look, my periaps is actually rising. Isn't this awesome? We're actually coming down through the atmosphere like an expert here. So I'm just going to actually fly this thing. So I'm trying to keep my periaps at about 20 because we want it to be, you know, steep enough that we can actually slow ourselves down. And we're feeling about 1 G deceleration here. Why does it have windows? Because they couldn't get a license for Android. That would be why. They don't want to compete with Google's self-driving cars. I don't know. I mean, it's just, why not? Oh, didn't need to do that chase cam. Let's take a look. Look, we can actually see inside the capsule. Hey guys. Okay. And we're back on the outside. We're back on the outside, and I want to switch to camera auto, camera free. There we go. What's my periaps? I'm losing altitude again. Got to start bringing this thing back up again. So you see this? I'm pushing as hard as I can, and again, you would normally be doing this with something that adjusts the center of mass. That... Wait a second. What's my vertical speed? My vertical speed is decreasing. Look, my vertical speed is actually 0, right? So I'm going to fly this along and try to maintain a vertical speed of near to 0. Let it maybe go down just a bit more. We're actually going upwards. I don't want to do that just yet. I want to skip. Once I start to get close to my limit, I want to skip up and then start coming down. My day was very interesting. I got my VR headset today, and I've been messing around with it. However, not everything works with it, and one of the controllers, the trigger has broken. So that is a warning about quality control of the HTC hardware. Okay, so now we're starting to come like this. I'm going to start skipping this thing back upwards, right? Watch my vertical speed here. Look at that. Vertical speed decreasing. We're just flying this like a wing. Isn't that awesome? That is the Rodin pod. Okay, I think I'm going to push just a little bit steeper now. We're pushing it down to about 20. And I want to push this upwards, right? The idea being that now that we're getting slower and the amount of lift we're getting is getting smaller, we want to make sure that we get extra height. So that buys us more time in the atmosphere for deceleration, right? I've no idea if this is going to work. Also, gotta pay attention to that suicide burn counter, right? Once that starts getting close, I have to throttle up. Yeah, apparently Ferrum has done some amazing work. Vertical speed is actually dropping, so I'm not getting nearly the amount of lift that I would like here. Okay, now we're really starting to struggle here, so I'm just going to maintain this attitude. What's my true altitude is 20 kilometers. That's good. Oh, wait a second. This is actually showing... Oh, I have a mod. This is my problem. I made a mistake. So I have a mod that changes my altitude. See that when I'm in orbit mode versus surface mode? It's showing me the wrong altitude. So I'm actually 7 kilometers too high. That's the problem. So I'm not able to get the lift that I need. However, I'm hoping that I still will be able to land this thing. This is the Dragon trying to land on Mars, and to land the Dragon on Mars you have to very carefully exploit the lifting body nature of the capsule. However, I think there's a pretty good chance that I will run out of drag and land too hard. Do flaps actually work in FAR correctly? I think they're supposed to. So yeah, I guess it depends on how you set these things up. Yeah, look, my altitude is going up and down because it's relative to the surface. Now down to 1600 meters per second. That's good because I think we have about 1300 meters per second of delta V. So if we can just bleed off enough speed, we should be able to land this thing. Look, I mean, this is the cool thing. It's actually easier, or it's more feasible to land the Red Dragon on Mars than it is to land a Dragon on the Moon. You need to do more because you don't have aerobraking. So, you know, people are saying, why isn't SpaceX trying to land their Dragon capsule on the Moon first, just to show, you know, for technology testing and stuff like that? And the truth is, it takes less modifications to land a Dragon on the surface of Mars than it does to land it on the surface of the Moon. Fun story, huh? Okay, so a suicide burn countdown is coming up here. And I'm going to have to start burning soon, but I'm hoping that I can bleed off more speed. Have I seen the new challenge modes in the long dark? I have had it mentioned to me by the developers, and I have not had time to play anything. I don't know what mod has added the altitude deal, but I will find out. Okay, so suicide burn countdown is down to 30 seconds here. Yeah, so to land on the Moon, you obviously need more than a couple of seconds of delta V, whereas you could, in theory, sling a Dragon capsule towards Mars and perform the landing maneuver. Okay, we're up to 6 kilometers, 20 seconds. I have heard that Elon Musk wants to colonize Mars. Really? Really? You've heard that? I've heard a lot of things about Elon Musk. Okay, I'm waiting for the suicide burn countdown to reach 0, and then we're gonna hit it hard. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, there we go. Let's start firing this. And we're getting subsonic here. How are we doing in terms of fuel? Oh, okay. So we're actually going upwards here, and I'm going to slow myself down a little more. I should just ditch this far flight data, launch out my landing gear. Obviously, this thing is using thrust, torque, which is way too high. And now I'm noticing that this is saying 1, so my altitude is confused. Okay, now we're coming in for a land. I cannot believe I'm actually able to land this thing. I think this has more delta V than the real thing would actually have. Okay, 1 kilometer, 50 meters per second vertical speed, 800, 400, 300. Just want to make sure I don't run out of fuel. We're using monoprop because these are hypergolic jets, so it's not technically correct. Okay, let's slow things down. 400, 300, 200. 17. Oh, gotta go faster. I'll run out of fuel before I hit the surface if I don't do that. Super Draco engines are amazingly powerful. Like, all 8 Super Draco engines on the Dragon capsule are about as powerful as... Oh! Hey, landed it! I landed it! Haha! 8 Super Draco engines on the Dragon 2 capsule are roughly they're just short of being a single Merlin engine. Although, to be fair, when the guy that did that math, he may not have known just how powerful the upgraded Merlins are, because it's really impressive how they've managed to modify the Merlins and get more and more power out of these things. Yeah, look at that. We totally landed this thing on Mars. Obviously, Red Dragon is not intended to take off again. Oh, wow. Where did I get this outfit from? That is quite something. This is Jebediah, I think. Is he in the village, people? What is with that look? Why is NASA still working on the Orion capsule? Yes, they are. We're gonna plant a flag here. Oh man, that is some pretty snazzy stuff. Let's what are we saying? We ain't going home. I hope I like potatoes. Yes, that video I posted today, incidentally, about floating point errors and everything, there's another fine example of single precision floating point. Basically, the models of the planets all have to follow single precision math, and when you have an object the size of Mars, you get little errors, and so that's why you can end up floating over the surface like that. Ah, fun stuff. Okay. So let's go back to the Space Center. Yay! That was my first attempt! That was my first attempt. I was totally thinking that would not work. I was thinking that would just be a disaster waiting to happen. Okay, wow, here we go. I need to act out the Martian. Really? So the other thing is, I'm sure many of you are on European time zones, and it is the 4th of May. May the 4th be with you. I don't build many Star Wars spaceships. Would it be good to build some Star Wars spaceships? Do you think that would be a plan? I think that's what I'm going to try doing. What should we build? Do we have the stuff to build like a B-Wing or something? A B-Wing seems like a good idea because the B-Wings were always the most awful, crazy designs. So this is what I'm going to build. Or at least I'm going to try and build. I'm going to try and build some Star Wars themed ships. So actually, I need to pull up, and we're going to do this. We're going to pull up a B-Wing image. B-Wing. The reason I'm going to do the B-Wing is because it is probably the least likely thing to fly. Images. B-Wing. Okay. Google. Thank you. There, bring this up. View image. So that's what we need to copy. We might have some hard time doing that. I'm going to put this to the side as a reference. You guys don't need to see it, but I will keep it around. What about the SA-43 Hammerhead from Space Above and Beyond? Yes, you know what, Pythos, I did like Space Above and Beyond, but I will point out that it is May 4th tomorrow, right? And we kind of want to do something to do with the May the 4th be with you, right? No, anyway. Yeah, let's try and figure out how to make this happen. So we need to have a cockpit, and that seems like a good start. Or is there a better cockpit? Having the pointy nose just doesn't... I know it's going to be hard to fly. That is part of the fun. If the cockpit explodes, that's all cool. We expect that. Oh, maybe I should try... Oh, that would actually be consistent. That's supposed to be a mech. Oh, look, and we get the eye as well. That's totally going to be cool. And we need something sticking out the back here, right? So that's the command pod. We could put an engine on the back there, actually. Could that work? Oh, wow, I just clicked on it. I get, like, super high resolution image here. Let's try putting an engine on the back. Not a Juno, obviously. Oh, no! No! I gotta do my Darth Vader. No! And everything crashes around me and everything. That's a problem. Well, let's just try playing that again, see how well it does. Launch KSP 64-bit. This is what happens when you try too many mods. Embrace the power of this fully armed and operational Kraken. I can feel your power. Strike me down with all of your hatred. Bring yourself to the dark side. We're not gonna no, we're not making a coding stream. No, 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 no. Watching this presidential race makes me want to live in the culture. Yes. Well, I have to say, congratulations to Trump. This is probably the closest you're going to get to the presidency, mostly because mathematically, yeah, it's just not going to work out. I'm not because I support anyone. I'm just looking at the numbers and how things are polling. Congratulations, but yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, can't get behind Ted. Nope. Yeah, but I'm not. Beyond that, I'm just going to talk about the statistics. I see that the election, at least for the presidency, is really set up. However, how that will affect the rest of things, that is still very much open to question and analysis, and I look forward to reading lots of analysis and watching lots of pundits get it all wrong. Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones, man. Oh, Ramsay! Oh, you're a very naughty boy.
Ramsay, you're a very naughty boy. You shouldn't do that to your little brother.
Oh, man. Anyway, yes. But I did watch the White House dinner thing, the White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is pretty hilarious, actually. Yeah, 538.com is pretty good site in general. Some of their stuff is way silly and wrong, but some of their stuff is really good. And, they did predict everything. They did predict everything in the last election cycle, but so did Twitter. Twitter predicted everything in the last election cycle. You're still a bit salty because you get beat out of the race by a drone. A dirty, dirty drone. I'm still playing Loading Simulator, yes. We love the Loading Simulator. Loading Simulator is my favorite. We might have to switch to something else if that doesn't work. So, resume save. Which one should we play? We'll just play default. Oh no, actually we need to play Red Dragon. I might have to uninstall something. There's a lot of people that would make good presidents that are ineligible to become president, which is interesting. Hey, just remember that quite a few people that were born outside this country. Okay, yeah, let's try this again. Oh no, oh wrong way, leave. No, don't save. Okay. Han Solo and Chewie for president. That would be a really interesting combination. I'm presuming you're thinking that Chewie would be president and Han would be vice president, right? Because that's the only logical way to do it. No, I mean, some people might think about the whole, Chewie being the wingman, but no, he clearly would make sense as president. Okay. Turbofan. That could work. Okay, I'm just looking at this. Now, we need to kind of have some wing coming down from that, and then we have to have an engine section. Snoop Dogg. Do I support having the Unicode Consortium add snake segment characters to form an arbitrary length non-breaking snake? Cthulhu, that is a really interesting question, and honestly, as someone that works parsing Unicode all the time, I'm not sure I want that. Nothing personal, but this might be the thing that, wow, no, that thing's too big. But I do have tweak scale installed. Maybe I should do that. Okay, hold on. But I need to have a backbone. Damn it, we need some kind of backbone here. I'm not going to use the Elevons. Actually, Elevon 3, here's an idea. If I stick that on there, here's a cunning plan, right? And then we just stop it from moving. We increase the scale. Okay, that ain't gonna work. Never mind. Delete that sucker. Let's just go with a more conventional wing style here. Okay. Yeah, it has been a very interesting primary season, and honestly, I am so glad that I am not having to be the one that's doing all the statistical analysis on anything this time, because last time we were doing the we were doing this stuff for Twitter. We were doing all their analysis and everything using Twitter data, and it was really frequently, very frequently, a loaded dice. It felt like it was like, oh my god, every single question we were so working hard to pick. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do that and then shrink it just a bit. Yeah, 80%. Okay, that could kind of work. Maybe if I increase this in size just a bit. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, so we're kind of okay. That's kind of working. Now we need to have like a big block here with air intakes and everything. So I guess actually this is where the fuel tanks and stuff would be. Now we need engines too. So let's start by putting in fuel tanks. I'm going to put in... What are these? These are RCS tanks. We're not going to do that. I'm going to do jet engines, obviously. Liquid fuel fuselage. One right here. And then I'll do one right below it. So these will be the fuel tanks. And then attached to the back of this, what we'll do is we'll use the structural parts. So I'm going to just save this as B-Wing, just in case it crashes again. Save... Yes, the James well, a lot of spaceship stuff is covered in gold because it's very efficient for that kind of thing. Oh, aerodynamic pylons. Oh, that might be a better plan for this. Aerodynamic pylons? Oh, who am I forgetting about? Okay, this is what we want here. There, so that'll do our engines. And so we'll just do Weasleys on there as well. Actually, I think we should do vectors because vectors will give us, or not Panthers. Panthers will give us much more control. Yes. And we can actually slide these inside the structure. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to move this in to hide. Yeah. That's the stuff. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't know how many engines are supposed to be on this. Now we need to start putting the like the air intakes on, and so we do actually have these, and we're going to use the square intakes because those are obviously the ones that are intended for this purpose. Where are they? Bring me your square intakes. I need your square here we go. Yes, adjustable ramp intake. So I think I might have to... yeah, I think I'm going to do this, that I attach them on the side here. That's going to look pretty good, actually. Okay, so if we take structural pieces and find my good old, my trusty cubic octagonal strut. Or, wait a second. Do I want to do more fuel tanks here? I'm just thinking through the possibilities here. Many possibilities, obviously. So many ways to put a spaceship together. So I'm just curious how many of you actually watched my little, floating point science video. Did you guys like that style of video? Would you like more things like that? Okay, so that... Okay, this is looking better. Definitely looking better. And now, if we slide that inside... Unless that entire body has a massive lift... you know, we'll figure it out. I think what I'm going to do is put a ton of control surfaces on it, right? I kind of like the look of this thing, but what I'm going to do is... That might be the way to go. Okay, and then if we grab these things and slide them inwards. Oh yeah, look at that. This is starting to look the part here. Well, at least we'll have plenty of air for air intakes, huh? I think that could totally work. Yeah, that is looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. Oh, man. So, yeah, we should add some control surfaces to this. I'm going to, like, sneak in some control surfaces just basically all over the place because we're going to need them. Elevon, little wing surfaces there. 2 of those. Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I meant just grab more of those. 2 of those. There, and then we'll stick some inside as well, just for good measure. So if we double those things up, that means it should give us some, like, you know, extra steering. See that? That's good. Oh, man. Okay. So now we need to, like, make this go down again. So if I just realized what I should do. Oh, you know what? I could just grab that big wing. I wonder how this big wing would look. This big wing would look just ridiculous. Wonder Wings, if you can't convince your friend that the moon landings were real, you get new friends, because, you know, that's kind of ridiculous. Look, seriously, you have to ask what their objections are, because, first of all, many people think that there was no independent verifications of the moon landing, and it turns out there's lots of people that saw the Apollo spacecraft in space. Right, go and take a look at the pictures from the Kerbal Observatory. They were able to image Apollo 13 in space, right? Then there's the whole laser thing, right? Oh, hey, you know, we've got these lasers. Great, okay. So the laser reflectors on the surface of the moon. There's the fact that the Soviets didn't immediately dismiss it as some capitalist trick, but instead actually congratulated the US because it was real. Don't you think that the Soviets would have pounced on any possibility to discredit the capitalist pigs? Of course they would, but they didn't, because it was in fact a real thing. Okay. Is that structural wing? Is there a strake or something in here? Okay, I need that. This one. And then again. Okay, so that's kind of looking like the right proportions here. Oh yeah, I forgot that we do actually have to have wings on this. Now the wings just start below here, so that's what I'm going to do. And the wings are slightly forward swept, so I'm going to use this one. Wing connector. There we go. Like that. And we do want the wings to be slightly further back. So this is the structural wing. The structural wing on the back is... Where's the structural wing on... There we go. Move yourself into position. Aha! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Except actually we should have... This is not quite looking as right, but hey, you know, let's go for it. I think I might take that jet engine off there. I don't think we need it. Let's put a nose cone or something on there instead. Aerodynamics. Aerodynamics. Yeah, it's just actually flat. Let's do that. That may not be the best looking thing, but we're gonna go for it right now. Now this bottom thing here, so this is where the guns are, so I gotta figure out where those go. Now also, let's actually try put together something that looks like the guns. Now the guns, I'm gonna use these liquid fuel fuselages as well again. And like that, and then we need to make these shorter and pointier. Oh, damn it! Come on. Yes, there we go. Suggest Mark IIs on the bottom. I think you're right. I was thinking about a Mark II on the bottom as well. So great minds think alike, or you know, dumb ones seldom differ. Regardless, I think that I will go with that plan. Oh, I wonder if I can pull this off. I've seen this done before. No, I don't think I can do that. Oh, communitrons. Oh, There. Now, if I can stick lasers up the middle, that can't make them long enough. Okay, let's not do that. Let's go work with structural and where are our... We should have our dinky little mini cubic octagonal strut somewhere. Modular girder segments. Cubic octagonal strut. Cubic octagonal strut. You're cubic, you're octagonal. Your cubic octagonal strut. Okay, that's good there. And... okay. Hey, Casper! How are you? How's your trip? I saw your very cool trip type thing from around the world, tripping. Oh, you know what? I think I want to put little air intakes on the back here, just to get the look right. Circular intake. That's the wrong size. Yeah, it's way too big. Where's the miniature intake? We want the teeny, teeny, tiny, tiny, teensy, wincy, insy, wincy, miniaturized. Oh. Not that one. This one, maybe? Oh. That looks kind of cool, huh? This is totally not going to fly. But you know what? We can always make it fly by adding tons and tons of reaction wheels. That's just basically where the action's at, or the reaction. So yeah, what was the deal with the bike ride? I was really confused. You know, Casper from the KSP community is in chat, and I'm just talking about his long ride. Let's put the Communitron on the end here. And there we go. And we deploy these things. Yeah, can you deploy both of them at once? Yeah, deploy both of these things. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe I should take like a cluster of these things. Let's do that. Let's just like cluster a bunch of these together so that they're much more obvious. Okay. So we get like a Gatling laser or something going on here, right? We're totally going to put it on a rocket and launch it into space just as soon as I demonstrate that this thing can fly. Now I'm thinking about it, I'm not sure. Somebody suggested Mark IIs, but we might need more mass up the top. You know what? You know actually what I'm thinking? Let's put a reaction wheel in there just for good measure. Yeah, that'll help. There's people, yes, there are people who believe the Earth is hollow. Those people are known as idiots. No, it is really interesting that people worked very hard to prove the world was hollow, and the only way is to basically actively ignore all sorts of observations of the universe. I mean, look, I don't want to dismiss them, but actually, yes, I do. Want to come up with the best kind of way to put the guns on. Is there like a Mark II rear section down here? Where's the Mark II like nose or tail? Where is it? Sometimes it's nice to ride for the sake of riding. I didn't have any particular destination. I just picked a direction and took off. You were like second star to the left and straight on till morning. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put some elevons on the back here just for good measure. There we go. That'll work. You think it's somebody thinks it's crazy that they believe the Earth is flat. It happens. Like, that's just what happens. No, I mean, I can see why, to the casual eye, it's very hard to believe some of the proof of the moon landings that exist. But there's just so much of it, so many independent proofs, and so many things that wouldn't make sense. Where is this piece that I'm looking for? I'm looking for Mark II, MK2. We have this section. That's way too big. I was looking for like something that looked flat and white. I just don't think it's going to happen. All these sections are going to be too big. It kind of looks right, but I think I just can't have that amount of mass on there. So I'm just ditching that idea, and we're gonna do something a lot simpler. First thing I'm gonna do actually is a tiny little. Maybe this is the one that I'll have the engine on, just to balance out these engines up there. Have a great night and a great rest of your stream. Okay, I will do my best. The B-Wing is probably going to be the hardest one to fly because you definitely need to make sure your I wonder where my center of mass versus center of lift is. Center of mass is there, center of thrust, center of lift ain't happening just yet. I'm just going to fix this and this. Oh, it's so nice. Let's just save this. Can I tweak scale the Mark II? Oh, you're right. Yes. I could just tweak scale the Mark II. Somebody is actually paying attention to these things. Yeah, let's put in... Can I put in the drone core? No, it's not going to attach. Okay, let's do rocket fuel. Yeah, liquid fuel. Let's try attaching this on. Oh, yes, but we have this problem here. So one of the problems of the Mark II is the storage orientation is not quite right. So I'm going to have to come up with a way. Can I rotate this? It rotates around this. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to undo that. There we go. Let's enable that. Enable rotation. So you've got to do that. And then you got to drag it in to centralize it. This is something that Kerbal does actually need to fix, because I'd like to get that as a default attachment point. Or of course, as soon now when I'm going to go into tweak scale, I've just realized that it's going to go into the wrong position. I think it wanted, yeah, but that size. Okay, and we don't need any. Maybe we should have some fuel in this. I don't think I'm going to have any fuel in this initially. I'm going to bring the center of mass down actually by doing this. So move tool, just get into the middle of the action here. We're going to have some mysterious torque to the left and right. Now, let's just see what this says. Now we've got that in place. 0.75. Okay, so let's put a drone core on the bottom here. We'll put that at the back. And again, scale 0.7... 0.75. Oh, this is looking good. Looking very good, I'm saying. And I'm totally not biased. We don't need liquid fuel or oxidizer. Actually, we might. Not sure. We'll just figure that out. We'll figure it out when we start to balance this thing. That can't. That's not going to work. Is there any shorter Mark II endy thingy? So I think I'm going to grab this and slide it forwards just a bit. There, okay. And then we'll put the little... we'll put the aerodynamic nubbin on the end. The aerodynamic nipple thing. Where is it? The Teton, as they say. No, that's not strictly true. Nose cone, wherefore art thou? Aerodynamic nose cone. And you are now getting converted to a 0.75. Yes. And now we've got that, we can have guns sticking out the front. This is going to be interesting. Okay, let's grab that. And I'm going to stick some more guns down here. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh. Didn't quite work. Get yourself into play there. So those are obviously the ion cannons. Let's save this, and how can we make this better? Let's just see how this does, right? Yes, I know to be a true B-wing, it has to fold and fly sideways, etc., etc. So I'm going to flip this on its back and see if it'll lift off. Then, you know, we can do the folding kind later, but let's just try and make the flying kind. Where's the sound? I didn't hear any sound there. Is the sound gone? This is picking up some serious speed here. Oh wow. Settings. What happened to my sound? Does anybody hear my sound there? I didn't hear any sound. I think that was a big problem. It could be, of course. Look at this thing go. Oh wow. You know what it is actually? I think I had engines enabled. Let's try this again. No, it has engines. That's part of the problem. Somebody hears aerodynamics? I don't hear anything. There is definitely sound, but I'm not hearing it in my headset, which is very, very odd. So I'm wondering what's going on for me. Maybe I'm doing that wrong. I don't know what's going on here. You all hear okay, because I don't hear any sound in my headphones at all. Maybe I'll try. I doubt my headphones died. I'm just putting my headphones in. Yeah, nothing. I hear nothing. It's probably because I've been working with this VR headset thing and it does weird stuff. So it might be that it's rerouting the audio in the wrong place or something. I can go and check on this. Speakers USB. Oh, the speakers are going through USB. That is potentially a problem here. Playback devices. Sound playback. Speakers Realtek. Set default. Okay. I still won't hear anything. Yeah, I have to restart the game typically. Okay, so let's revert to Spaceplane Hangar. Somebody doesn't hear playback devices. I'm just going to have to live without it. I can imagine. And if the sounds really stop, I can start making, you know, bang, bang, boom sounds, you know. That's very disappointed. Very disappointing. So, yeah, one of the controllers for the VR headset, the Vive, the trigger on it is broken, which makes me very, very sad because I have to play Job Simulator with only one hand. Yeah, Windows still doesn't support dynamically changing audio devices. I remember patching that feature into a Linux kernel in the 1990s. This was before ALSA. This was like my own stuff that I was doing. Totally unsupported, but I had some cunning plans or whatever that I wanted. Okay, do that there, and that there. Okay, so we're gonna split these things into their own stage, and we'll see how well this works. Oh, you know what I need is action groups. Toggle switch mode. And switch mode. Okay. Let's try this now. Unity is not... Yeah, Unity has some weird issues with... What is up with this thing? Clearly that pod does not like existing. Let's try this. Oh, well, we've got engines running. And we've got those running. Let's see what happens. Hey, it actually flies! Woohoo! Whoa! Oh, we broke up due to the speed of sound. This thing really likes exploding. Look at this thing going, picking up some serious speed. Okay, so let's change the nose. Oh man. Let's switch this out. I kind of like the look of that, but we may have to live without it. We may have to decide that it is too much nose. It is the nose that knows too much. Okay, let's try this. Just put a standard nose cone on and see if that works. Thrust vectoring counts for a lot. Yes, Windows 10 will become Linux soon. Sure. Okay, so I guess it was that nose cone that's doing it. So let's enable thrust here. And afterburner. And let's see what happens. Okay. Look at that. Okay. I can't believe that this thing actually flies thanks to the power of... Oh, wow, yeah, okay. It does tend to roll quite a bit. Apparently, some of these control surfaces are far from ideal, so I think I need to make them... So I need to assign these control surfaces a little better. You think Windows... Yeah, well, Windows 11 now finally run... Or Windows 10 now runs Linux binaries if it wants to. And it's not just like the half-ass... Oh, wait, I don't have full allocation controls here. Damn it. Maybe if I launch, it'll give me full controls. I heard that you said Epic Techmaster has mentioned several times about his Eskimo Nebula project, and I'm sorry, I have seen it and I thought I'd commented on it, but I didn't. Let's just try flying this again. Throttle, throttle, throttle. No, you're not going. Okay, let's try this. Yes. Okay. Yeah, look, it does work, but as soon as I try turning, it starts to spin. And the spin just doesn't like happening. Oh man. May the fourth be with you! Well, so let's revert flight, let's throw away, yeah, well I think we have... I think I just have to throw away these here. I think these might be causing trouble. I'm just going to ditch these and launch and see what happens. I just want to see if that does something to you. Yeah. Hey, spinning works! That's right, Anakin. He was the best star pilot in the galaxy and a cunning warrior. Okay, let's try that now. That is some maneuverability there. I think I need to make those wings a little longer. Oh yeah, I could actually enable stability. Oh, apparently stability control doesn't want to work here. Why? Mech Jeb, why are you not helping me out here? Kill my rotation. Okay, you're not helping still. Well, at least it doesn't want to go crashing into the ground. It actually seems to know where it's going. Oh, you know what? It could be that there's no crew in it. There's not any crew, so that's why we don't have any stability control. But I would have thought the pod down in the bottom would help. I don't know if we need control along the spine. I was very specifically concerned about the asymmetrical nature of things. But let's try adding some surfaces there. We do have SAS modules. We're actually pretty good in terms of mass centralization, but I will add some of these things down here. Okay, so first of all, actually, we should put some crew on this. Go to the astronaut complex and find us a great pirate, Rongol. Rongol Kerman. You can get in there. Now let's add some wing surfaces. Let's add some more, something more potent. there. Okay, we'll start adding these down the spine here. Maybe I should duplicate. Oh, look, it's off center, right? Look at that. That's good. Okay, and I'll duplicate another one there. And I'll do one on this side. Get that in there. Oh, yeah. Get in there! Get in there and work for me. So we've added some more control surfaces. Oh, wait a second. That should be mirrored. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Let's see if this will hold its position a little better. I love how Catharsis is telling me that the center of mass should be in line with the thrust. I agree, but sometimes not having it aligned with the center of mass is just fun. You know, comedy and all that. Oh yeah. And off we go. That feels a little more stable. Yep, and then it starts spinning. Now it's a T-wing! Okay. I need to put nose down, and then this way. Too much thrust. Do you think I will ever do a complete series? I have done a couple of complete series, but I'm not sure, like, Stellaris is the next big series, because I've just got it, and I've been playing it to death, and I'm going to tell you that it has been nice and stable, considering, you know, Paradox's history with dubious quality launches. I've played like 24 hours of Stellaris, and it is looking great. So I'm gonna be, when the embargo for that drops, we're gonna see a ton of those. Okay, we're just yeah, this thing is just too powerful for its own good. I should probably turn off the afterburners. Let's try that actually. Do I have a YouTube channel? KSP Forever? Wait, are you asking me? KSP Forever? Okay, get that. Turn off. We're going to dry mode. Needs more boosters. I think it's doing just fine. So we have 4 Panther jets. Okay. There. Oh, there. There. Nose down, nose up. I love how this is just like, it totally wants to roll. And the funny thing is, I'm not actually applying any roll to it, right? I'm applying yaw only. Or sorry, applying pitch only. Ah, yes. My favorite Linux/Unix distribution, I gotta say, I like True64 Unix, which was a DEC alpha, but I mean, I started on Linux 1.213, it was a Slackware distribution, and it seemed pretty good. Okay, so let's go to revert to this. Long dark. I don't know, without the sound it may not work. Shall I try the long dark? Let's try the long dark, just for giggles. We've done like an hour of Kerbal Space Program. It might be time to take a look at something else for a little while. Oh, the only thing is the long dark is wanting to go fully screen. Let's see if we get some sound here. Oh, we have sound. Okay, so now I need to go to options and make this non-full screen. Pardon me. Window. Confirm. Ah, there we go. Excellent. This is looking pretty good. This is looking pretty good. What kind of empire did I go for? I don't remember. I've gone for a couple of different ones, but I was a group of mollusks, and now I'm a group of space foxes. Sorry, not star foxes, space foxes. So what are the challenges? Hopeless rescue. Are you the last person alive? You have to know. If only you could get a signal out to someone. Recover the distress pistol from the summit of Timberwolf Mountain. Fire it from the top of Desolation Point Lighthouse. Ooh, I like the sound of this. I'm just gonna... actually, I'm just gonna realize that my sources, there's no sound coming out of this, I'm guessing, right? So you guys can't hear any sound. That is a problem. Because virtual reality has messed up everything. Audio. Default. Microsoft. Realtek. The settings won't be fixed until I restart streaming. Okay, apply. Let's try. I'm going to stop streaming and restart, right? Stop.